So okay guys, today I'm going to be teaching you how to easily modify any SDDM theme and apply a video instead of a normal image as the wallpaper. Now with that said, it should go without stating, if you mess up your SDDM theme and then apply it, you may be in for a hard time if you have a problem with logging in, such as the login form missing or various other UI elements might get messed up. So just as a heads up, I recommend backing up any theme that you wish to edit the backed up theme, then apply a test to test it first. There is a simple greeter test that you can run, and to apply this test, all you gotta do is basically type in a simple command here, and pretty much link in the location of the theme. Then once you hit enter, it will test your theme out. So before we can even get started doing that, where are the SDDM themes stored on, well, your distro? Typically they would be in the root of your computer, so I'm going to go back, go into user folder, which is right here, then share, then SDDM. Once we're in here, there's a folder called themes, and this is where all your SDDM themes are at. So let's say I want to test a theme out before I even go about applying it. To do this, all you could do is just drag and drop your theme in, then hit enter. As you can see, that is what that theme looks like. I didn't even have to log on and off, and if it was broken, it would give me a nice little error message, and I can go about fixing it without having to worry about my system being borked up in the process. Anyway, that's cool and all, but there is something to note. This folder location right here requires sudo privileges to edit as well as to copy and paste files within here. If I were to copy this folder, try to paste it, I cannot. If I wanted to delete this theme from the dolphin, for instance, right here, I cannot. So what do we do to get around this? Well, we can open up our console and navigate to that same location. As you can see, I'm right here. It's just in CLI form instead of GUI form. We can apply sudo cp for copy -r for recursive. And let's say I want a copy of Breeze. That's the theme that I'm going to be editing today because it's a little bit difficult and somewhat of a challenge, but I do want to show you the process of doing this, even if it's a bit rough. So I'm going to just type in cp-r breeze, then give it a new folder name. I'm going to call it breeze custom, and hit enter. It will ask me for my root password. I'm going to give it, and hit enter again, and as you can see, it has indeed copied my theme. The reason why I copied this theme in particular is because I already have a video in the folder location that I wish to use. So now that I did that, what exactly do we need to know in order to edit this theme properly, and what do we need to put into it in order to get the video to play? Well, as you can see right here in my Kate window, you need to import Qt Multimedia. That's cool and all, but how do we go about doing this? Well, we just want to open up our theme. There should be a file in any theme that you install and download through the Discover Store or wherever called main.qml. Think of this as your main HTML, CSS, and everything. Now, there are some things to note when it comes to editing this file. Kate sometimes doesn't give you sudo permissions, so I do want to state that because sometimes if you're following along with my videos, I've noticed people run into this issue. They go and open it in Kate, and it won't let them save permissions. What I mean is they go to edit, they file, save, and they don't get this window at all. They'll get something like this. This happens when you don't add admin privileges or have admin privileges to edit this file. There are a few ways around this. You can either get a version of Kate that lets this happen, or you can right-click within the theme folder itself, just type sudo, then the editor of your choice. In my case, I'd be using Nano if I was doing it through the CLI. Then I would give it the file that I want to edit. Now this would give me admin privileges. As you can see, I just type in my password, and from here I can pretty much edit it and save it if I wanted to, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be using Kate because my version of Kate lets me edit with sudo, so I'm just going to double click and open up the main QML. I'm going to detach this window. I don't know why they attach like that, it's weird. And now we can begin editing this theme. As you can see, we need a import function, so we're going to copy and paste this over to here. I recommend Whenever you make a change, just make a note like you added this here, for instance, for your future self to see. That way if anything goes wrong, you can easily go and replace it, update it, or whatever else. Other than that, we got this really long tag. I'm going to try to link it down below in the description, but if it's too long, I'm going to link it as a text document, or perhaps I'll just link this whole text document right here. We essentially want to copy this tag. Now that we got that copied in the theme, we want to pretty much find where our wallpaper's at. In this particular case, it should be under the same tag called image, but sometimes depending on who made the theme, this tag may vary on your particular theme, so you will have to dig around and experiment. If you get things wrong, like I said, just test the theme out first. Now I'm pretty sure this tag right here is the tag I'm looking for, so I'm just going to completely delete it, paste in the new tag, and I'm going to walk you through it right after I give myself some space to breathe and some space to make this more legible for you guys. Alright, what this tag basically does is it makes a new ID called background image. Then it sources a video file location. In my particular case, I already got it typed in, but you would type in any location with the video you want here. It has to be a video that QT Multimedia can play. In my particular case, it's just an MKV file. Although there is one thing I recommend you to do. I recommend you to copy whatever video it is you wish to use into the themes folder location. You may be wondering why. Well, if somebody was to go in on your system, go into your videos, and let's say they just decided to nuke any video you had on your system at that time, then your theme won't have a wallpaper. It will still work, you just won't have any kind of video there. So I recommend putting the video in that folder where you don't have write permission. That way, if anything does go wrong, you at least know where your videos are all located. Another thing to note about this tag, it's set to autoplay, meaning it's just going to play for us right away. It's also set for muted. If you wanted sound, you would change true to false. And if you only wanted it to play once, you'd completely remove the loop section. Other than that, you can set the video width and height. I recommend setting it to your screen's display resolution. I also recommend playing around with these other various tags and functions under here, because these allow you to move around your video and such on the screen to position it. Other than that, I'm pretty certain this theme shouldn't work. There is something a bit different that we would have to do on the Breeze theme in order to get it to work. However, on most themes, just simply putting in the import command and this tag right where the image would normally be in the file would work. However, since I want to show you what a broken theme looks like, I'm going to file, save this, and we're going to run it and see what happens. As you can see, it is indeed broken. I got the wrong location, but the video is indeed playing. That's why I say always test your theme out first. If it's in the wrong spot, try again, undo and try again. As long as you didn't apply it, you can basically do that as much as you want. Just undo it, try again. I think I figured out what I did wrong. As you can see, I replaced the logo ID. I didn't replace the one that would have our wallpaper. So let's search again. Oh, there we go. There's our wallpaper. This should be the tag that we need to completely remove in order to have this work. And there we go. I've actually figured it out. That was the tag we needed to replace. Let me just show you what I did, because I don't know how it's going to come out on video. I did have an issue pop up there. I basically found the tag that had the ID wallpaper, and I basically nerfed it. I took out all the way from item and pasted in that tag right here. Essentially, it would work. If this was a normal theme, everything would turn out, and we would have a image right now, or a video, I should say. But in the case of this theme, let me just test it again, we don't have that. That's because the Breeze theme has a fader. It's a fader function that would fade the image in, if I'm not mistaken, and we need to remove that. We're no longer fading in an image, we got a video, so we gotta find that function and completely remove it. And as easy as that is said, I just found it. I thought it would take me a lot longer to find that. We basically want to delete wallpaper fader, save our file, and then go and open it. Now that should work. As you can see, we saw the previous picture for just a second. We can go even further and remove even more to completely remove that, although I'm pretty happy with this result. So I'm going to leave it like this, and that is our theme. We can test it out right now to make sure we didn't break anything. And as you can see, I gave it my password, it took it, and that is indeed working. So I'm going to just hit X on this, close it, and I am going to close out of my windows. And what I'm basically going to do is go into my SDM login manager and apply it as if it was any other theme. I believe it will only be called Breeze. It won't be called Breeze Custom. I believe that's something we have to edit within the folder itself to display the correct name. However, I just wanted to show you that it is there. It just doesn't look any different than the original. But trust me, it is our theme. I'm going to just quickly change the preview picture here to something else. That way we can see that we actually did something. And remember, we can't just go about copying and pasting into this folder location, so we need to use the cp command unless you give yourself right permission there. So I'm just going to do cp just cp because it's not a folder. I'm going to paste the file location that I have there. Now I'm going to give it a name. How about, actually, we need to rename the old theme first. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, so I'm just going to open a new tab and completely remove or move it. Sudo move preview. And I'm going to call it Alright, one thing to remember, like I said earlier in the video, we don't have write access to this folder location, so we can't just go and delete the original preview. We have to actually go into our terminal and edit the file name from there or completely remove it. And then we want to copy in our new preview image. As you can see, I already got one selected here. I'm just going to call it preview.ping for the new name. Give it my password. And we should have a new image in that folder. Again, make sure you type in your commands right. As you can see, I typed that in wrong. Anyway, I'm going to close that. Just close the window. Alright, now I'm going to completely back out of this and open up the SDDM menu again. Now our edited theme should be a little bit more distinct, so I'm just going to click that, hit apply, give it my password, and now our new theme should be applied to our system. Now obviously I cannot reboot my system and record the screen at the same time without hooking up a capture card, so you're just going to have to take my word for it. But our theme is indeed installed, and it should now work properly, and it should now have the video that we specified it to use. Just some things to note, like I said, you want to change the source location to where your video in particular is at. I'll probably leave this field blank and put your video location here, and I'll have this whole text file down below in the description for you to download if you want to just copy and paste it into the theme that you wish to modify. Anyway, that is basically it for this video, and I'm gonna leave it off here now. DTPK signing off. Peace. You should be able to spawn things in, just place them anywhere, and they shouldn't fall through your map. I have a bucket separate for this. I put them in the bucket of acetone, which takes it all off, and usually any soap left